listeners, wherever you are, here on Crop and Animal Farming Podcast, it's time for the program Volume. In this program, we bring in a lot of agricultural experts as well as farmers who explain to us on a particular topic. And in our program today, you are with me, your usual host, Joshua Magaban. In our program today, we have a unique guest who is an agricultural expert from Luana, and he wants to talk much to us on soil conservation. So you draw much on soil. So, ladies and gentlemen, in a moment, our guests will be introduced in the program. Let me welcome you, sir, in the program.
Thank you.
You are an agricultural expert, and listeners out there may wish to know who are we talking to in the program today. Can you please introduce yourself, sir?
My name is Zachary Abanda.
Okay.
From Lilongwe University of Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing on agricultural research development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You feel welcome once again, sir.
Thank you.
I was telling the listeners out there that our main focus in today's program is on soil conservation.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in the first place, I and the listeners out there may wish to know in the first place, how can you define, how can you describe soil conservation? What is it?
Soil conservation is taking a good care of our cultivated land or the soil which is found in our farms, so as to maximize our agricultural yield.
Mm-hmm.
As well as making sure that the piece of land that we are farming does not lose its fertility for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's soil conservation.
In your explanation, it seems like you are emphasizing on taking care of the soil. Is it that there are some measures or there are some acts that people do which shows that the soil is not being conservated?
Yeah, there are so many activities that people do that they do not conserve soil, which leads to soil degradation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, can you just give some listeners may wish to know, because sometimes we people might do some things whereby we even maybe not know that we are not conserving the soil. What are some of the measures or what are some of the acts that people do whereby in the process they are not conserving the soil?
There are so many human activities that they put the soil prone to erosion.
Okay.
We have agricultural activities like too much disturbing the soil, whereby for sure that here in Malawi, most of farmers they don't rely on machinery.
Yes.
But even if we are using hoes, the way we dig our soil, we leave that particular soil susceptible to erosion, whereby the soil tends or such activities does not conserve the soil. The other human activity that does not conserve the soil is the issue of overgrazing. If we have a small piece of land and we are keeping too much animals on that particular piece of land, we normally leave that particular piece of land susceptible to erosion. This is common in most rural areas, whereby a village or some villages might have a certain piece of land, or they might refer to that piece of land like, we are going to graze our animals to the dam. But they are not knowing that they are leaving that particular place going to soil erosion. The soil is not conserved.
So soil, if somebody is trying to conserve soil or is involving herself in those human activities that you have narrated, those may result into soil erosion.
Yes.
How dangerous is soil erosion?
Soil erosion is one of the most harmful impacts, or has the most harmful impacts on agriculture. Because the major thing that a lot of people see when you are talking about soil erosion is reduced crop yield. But there are also some other impacts that comes about with soil erosion, like situation of rivers, whereby once the rivers have silted, they dries up and they brings about disturbance of the water cycle, which will lead to climate change. So it's something that might seem to have some few impacts, but in the long run, they bring the major impact which affects the whole nation, the whole continent, or even the whole world.
All right. Now, coming back to our topic on soil conservation, what causes people? Maybe before I come to that, what causes people to involve themselves in this illegal acts of not taking good care of the soil?
There are a number of issues that leads to such activities or to such conduct.
Okay.
The first factor is that a lot of farmers don't have the knowledge on how to conserve the soil. We as agricultural experts, we do have we do encourage farmers to follow new methods of farming, so that they can conserve soil. But those farmers, a lot of farmers tend to or does not want to adopt to the new farming technologies or the new farming methods. Thereby, they continue clinging to the old methods that put the soil susceptible to erosion. The other factor is population growth, because nowadays we are having a lot of people due to population growth that who are relying on agriculture.
Yes.
Now, this has led to cultivating in steep slopes. A lot of people had even transferred into conserved forest reserves to open up their farming fields there.
Okay.
All those leave a lot of leaves a lot of their land using the soil susceptible to erosion. The other factor is poverty. Malawi has a great number of population who are living under abrupt poverty. Thereby, we need to search for something they tend to things that helps to conserve the soil, like the cutting down of trees to burn charcoals.
Yes.
Such activities left the soil bare, thereby leaving the soil susceptible to erosion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What are you doing as agricultural experts? You are able to see that soil is being treated not in a good way, as you have told us here. Are there measures that you as agricultural experts are taking in order to get rid of such particular malicious activities?
Yeah, there are a lot of measures and there are a lot of projects which are being implemented.
Okay.
In the agriculture sector.
Okay.
The first project which is still implemented is the practice of conservation agriculture.
Okay.
The practice of conservation of agriculture or conservation agriculture is the type of farming method which we encourage farmers to disturb at least 10% of the soil.
Mm-hmm.
So it has 3 pillars whereby we look at maximum soil cover,
Mm-hmm.
minimum soil disturbance,
Mm-hmm.
and relying on organic agriculture, like relying on or minimizing the use of chemicals, like inorganic fertilizers as well as chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is this is the project which is known by the name Ulimiwanta Yakasu by the most of local farmers.
Okay. Okay.
Sure. The other program that is being implemented to conserve soil is the use of, or is all about agroforestry.
Mm-hmm.
But we are encouraging farmers to plant trees in their farmlands.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not all those, we don't go for any kind of trees. We go for trees that shed leaves during rainy season,
Mm-hmm.
so that they must not hinder the access to the sunlight to the crops.
Mm-hmm.
So we have trees like Fagidia abida, which is locally known as Nsangu.
Mm-hmm.
They are good trees to be planted or to be incorporated in our field.
Mm-hmm.
We have some shrubs like Tiflosia vogeli, which once you have incorporated in your field, it doesn't necessarily, or it does, it just doesn't conserve the soil, but it also helps in terminating termites in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So such activities or such programs are being implemented in a number of areas here in Malawi, and we are seeing that a lot of benefits, or I can say that we have seen that it's beneficial.
Yeah, indeed.
And a lot of farmers are acknowledging it.
Mm-hmm. We want to go for a break, but as we are at break, I want you to think of this particular question. When soil erosion happens, does that act affect the whole system of soil? Because I understand that this soil is in different layers.
Yes.
So when soil erosion occurs, does it affect all the types of soil, or what actually happens to the soil? That should be a question that should be answered the moment